Homesick Pilots, issue number 6. We finished the first arc of this. We're moving on to bigger and better things. Arguably, I think this issue was probably my favorite of the entire run so far. I've been very hit or miss on this book. I think the first few issues were really good. Kind of like just fizzled out in the middle, but I'm back in it. I'm very excited. I like talking about this book. The views don't do as good as I want them to, or I wish it did, because I think this book is secretly really good, and I wish more people were reading it or talking about it. But it's fun. So let's get into this. It's a new arc. We open up. We're seeing a different perspective. We're following the nuclear bastards this time. We're seeing Meg coming in to talk to them. Just like, yo, we got a show coming up. We need some more people to like fill out the flyers to make it look like we're actually professionals and good stuff. She's saying we should get the Homesick Pilots. No one else in her band really wants to work with them. So it's just some tension building up there. And they, start to play some music. Suddenly, like this weird like voice takes control. And she sees all of her bandmates starting to get killed, and we see she's having an intensive nightmare of her bandmates getting killed again, and we see that she's inside the mech pilot thing. She collapses down into the pile, she crashes down, and she's still covered in this red mist, and we don't really know what it is, but we find out in this book the red that is covering her is the blood of her bandmates, and she can turn it into like a suit, and I'm like, that's really disturbing. Very creepy, but something that is happening in this book nonetheless. So we cut to sometime later on where she's just having a drink with the General Razor, and he's like, I know this, what happened to you sucks, but so far you've been the only person that's been able to like semi-control one of these ghost creatures, so we need you to keep doing this. It's terrible, but hopefully if we do this the right way, this will never happen to anybody else again. So if you could just like play along for a bit, that'd be great. And I like it. We spent the first 5 issues focusing on Amy. Now we're following Meg. I think it's very cool. She's definitely a different type of character. She's more a little passive. Amy was a little more like aggressive. Like here we see Meg's a little more passive, just willing to submit to certain things. Razor goes to leave and she's all alone. He goes to talk to Rip because Rip thinks he's the only one alive from his group there of the Homesick Pilots. So he goes to talk to Rip, and basically it's like, dude, I know you don't want to be here, and I know you're pissed off, but I've been trying to help you figure out information and like get the answers you're looking for, so don't be mad at me. Now, why don't you come with me? We're going to go down to the system Disrupt, and I'm going to show you a couple of cool things going down there. This place that looks like an army front, some big stuff in Nevada, it's actually just home to a bunch of weirdos who like working on shit, so they head to this basement where there's a bunch of weird technologies, like a house made out of a tank and claws and crap. Rip's like, this is dumb. What am I looking at here? And we see all like our new players for this. I'm going to assume it's just for this arc, because we're not going to see, this isn't the end of Amy. We're going to come back to Amy at some point. But we're seeing, here's Trish. She likes working on certain stuff too. She's a little bit of an alcoholic, frisky type, drinking around, having fun. We go to see Vaughn. He's staring at the screen, trying to figure out how to get the VCR monster to come back. They call it the TFT. And they're just like, okay, well, we're kind of like people who can communicate with like the dead and the damned and all that stuff, and we're trying to get them back into prominence in some regard. So that's what we're doing. Let's see if it works in some area. And we see the twins. There's a couple of twins who are just like working on stuff through a tablet. And you know what? It's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting. I won't say it blew me away again. Like, this book, it's better than the last few, but I'm just like, yeah, it's good. And this kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, we're introducing a new set of characters. Now it's like we're doing like some weird punk rock thing, experimenting with like Ouija boards and voodoo shit. Like, okay, interesting choice for this book, but I guess we'll see where it goes. It could be exciting. It could be worth reading. We'll just have to see what happens. So we see, because Razor can kind of communicate like with his family, with like the dead ghost of his grandfather when he takes a salt tablet. It does kind of help things out. So Rip's got the idea, and we'll see what he's up to. Basically, he's like, I want to leave. I think Meg should leave too. But they want the rest of like the system Disrupt want Meg to stay, because she's the only one that's been able to like control one of these ghost mech things. So Rip goes to talk to Meg. She's trying to get the blood off her, but it's not really working. And he's just like, okay, so they're a bunch of sellouts. I don't know if you noticed this, but they're saying like they're punk rock dudes who are just like having fun and being independent in like this weird scene, just doing all this like stuff and just being so different and rebelling against the man, but they're doing it off military grants and money. So they're celebrating doing this thing when they're not actually doing what they say they're doing. And Rip's just kind of like, okay, I get what's going on here, so I'm going to tell you the truth. These salt tablets can help you. They lied to you. They want to give them to you because they want you to do this thing for them. I'm giving them to you because you can make your own choice. Look, the nuclear bastards are dead. The homesick pilots are dead. Everything sucks. I think we should just go home. Maybe not put this past us, but just like stop doing what we're doing here. And we see that Meg's just kind of like hesitant, but she does agree to go with him. He says, okay, I'll meet you outside. She takes the tablet to get like the blood off her, and when it does, it forms into this like big weird creature that's coming to attack her. It looks disturbing, and it looks like her bandmates. And that is where the book ends. And I'm like, this is good. I like Homesick Pilots. It's just that like quiet book that comes in and looks spectacular. The colors are great as always. They are the highlight to me, just like the backdrops just looking beautiful and perfect. Sometimes the artwork is a little sloppy, but I mean, I know what I'm getting into and I'm reading this, so I'm not going to complain about that. The designs are interesting. The concepts are fun. Little bit of a different book. Won't blow you away right away, but I think there's enough here to keep you invested for an extended period of time, and that's what I'm looking for in Homesick Pilots. So this arc, I hope it continues. Meg's an interesting character. Rip's kind of annoying, but we'll see what happens with him. I like it. I'm curious to see where we are going to go in this book from now on. It could be really fun. I'm very curious to see how it's going to play out. Homesick Pilots, issue number 6. I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. And I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.